Governor Eddie Calvo appointed Ray Vega to head Guam's only civilian hospital at the start of the Calvo administration. Though he was an interim administrator, Vega carried much of the burden of reviving the image of a hospital amid an unfavorable public perception. While the hospital reported progress, it was still a tumultuous year and a half. There was the outstanding debts owed by the hospital to vendors in the millions, reports of favoritism and insurance providers, reports of mothers wailing in pain because of the lack of epidurals, and threats of losing over $50 million in Medicare funding because of numerous violations. Many have argued that these were issues that have echoed in administrations past, but there was also the threat of losing their Joint Commission accreditation status, which the hospital had only regained in 2010 after nearly 3 decades without it. Now much hope and pressure has been placed on Joseph Verga, whose contract was just approved by the governor as the new head of the Guam Memorial Hospital. He has an impressive resume with years of experience in hospital management. He had been to Guam as a consultant for the Joint Commission, so as many have said, he's familiar with the island's medical woes. Vega tells PNC News that he's been asked to meet with Verga on Monday to discuss staying at GMH, but he acknowledged that his future at GMH is still undecided. Meanwhile, details of Verga's revised contract have been released. Much of it remains the same as an older version, except for the per diem rate, among other minor changes. Under the old contract, Verga was entitled to a per diem rate of $229 for 30 days, or $6,870. The revised contract states Verga is eligible for a per diem of $255 for up to 50 days, or $12,750, nearly double the old per diem rate. GMH legal counsel attorney Tom Fisher explains that the per diem will cover Verga's expenses while he is getting situated on Guam. As far as shipping household goods such as furniture to Guam, Fisher notes that Verga can get those expenses reimbursed under the per diem section, but he would have to justify those expenses first. Meanwhile, Verga's salary will stay the same at $200,000 annually for 3 years. However, with benefits, Verga will get about $284,000, and that's just for the first year. GMH is still paying for 2 plane tickets for Verga and a dependent to Guam, and at the end of his term, back to Canada. Another modification in the contract was the annual leave. Verga was originally supposed to get 2 weeks of paid leave. Now he'll be getting 4 weeks of paid leave.